We want to talk some politics. I mean, he mentioned some stuff to me last week. I mean, he was here before. I had him on the show before, but I had to bring him back because he sounded like he has some great ideas and that tickle your brain and reference some things what he thinks should happen in his country. And tradition in this country is that the politics of today is that places like him and some other young men and some other young women, they don't really get an opportunity, or hardly ever get an opportunity to be a part of the governance in their own country through the Senate on these boards, because the two major political parties, the PLP and the FNM, they usually stack the deck when they win the government, and even when in opposition they have some opportunities, they have some privileges also. They don't have as much as the government, not even half as much as the government of a government, but they have appointments they are allowed also, like the Public Accounts Committee, the Senate, and stuff like that. So, there isn't much seats that the opposition appoint. But then they usually appoint persons who offer themselves to the Bahamian people and are rejected. And then these political parties force those persons who lost their seats on top of the back of the Bahamian people anyhow. So if you don't want them, we'll force you to accept them to be a part of the governance of the country. And it's traditional in this country that they continuously do it. So persons, you have plenty of persons in this country who would like an opportunity to be a part of the governance of their country because they have ideas and solutions to some of the problems that this country continuously bear, but the opportunities and privileges isn't there. If you're not part of the family, friends, and lovers, or family, friends, and cousins, it appears that dog eat your lunch. If you have a desire, a plan, a will, the knowledge, solutions, and ideas, you're not a part of the system. And that's how it is in this country, and it would cause the country to stagnate and will never be able to reach the potential of this great country if we continuously along this trend. But tonight our banner sponsor, the City of Hope, that's the Cancer Research Group, the City of Hope. Global Insurance, a subsidiary of Nagico Insurance, one of the fastest growing insurance in this country. So if you have any insurance needs like marine, industrial, commercial, residential, personal, health, whatever your insurance need, give Global a call at 601-0006. 601-0006. And if you want, you have a fleet of vehicles, or you want to deal with or you live in the East and you want to go way outside the port at Tutina and Global, you can stop right on Market Street, Marquis Street, right in the area there of the Salvation Army. You can see the prettiest green and white building on Marquis Street, right near the Salvation Army. That's Nagico Insurance. That's the parent company of Global. Global is an underwriter of Nagico, and they'll do all the insurance side of it, from small to big, whatever you need, Nagico Insurance. Shooty's Bread Shop on East Street. The bread from the pond to your hand, freshly baked. No bread that got to be traveling on the boat for days, have to be tested by custom, have to be checked by immigration, or listen, freshly baked. People stand up to the window waiting. So as she throw them on the pond, she have to throw them in their hand, freshly baked. Dr. Peter's Barbershop, the barbershop for the perfect cut. That's Robinson Road. Guaranteed the perfect cut. I don't know, he's massage your head. I don't understand what you get. He puts if you don't fall asleep, you'll walk into the glass. I tell you, he's good. Dr. P. I was thinking to Dr. P. I had some word today, some bad word. Well, let's say bad word. I got some sad news from one of the co-sponsors of my show, Mr. Kevin Moxie. He said that one of his uncle died. Mr. Sada Moxie. I don't know if you're from Andres or if you used to go to the mailboat. He's the one who used to operate the crane, who had an incident some years ago, and he said that Mr. Kevin said that his uncle had passed away, and I want to say condolences to the entire Moxie family, especially the side of children. I know of them. The doctor, my son was a doctor who do internal medicine right there on Montrose Avenue. Internal medicine, brilliant, talented man. And I'm gonna try to get him come on the show after the funeral session is over, because you hardly get doctors to come on shows to talk, and some lawyers, if they scared to come, but some do come. Majority is politicians, so lawyers who come. I'm trying to see if I get a doctor. I got lawyers who want to come like maybe once a month or maybe once every 3 months or something. So to try bring some solution or ideas or some answers to some of the questions that need to be asked. Because plenty questions to be asked, but people don't put themselves forward. Plenty Bahamians in this country are reluctant to get answers to some simple things that could benefit them or help them or guide them or prevent them from doing certain things as a result of asking questions without going to sit down and pay a visitation fee. But tonight I want to talk some politics, and over the weekend I have some deep thoughts of the airport, right? And my mind run back, and if anyone listening, they could give me a call and guide me as I go, because I'm going back on my memory. 326-8255, 326-8255, 326-8255, 322-5477. I take a look at the ticket, right? The ticket stop when you travel. The ticket that costs for the plane is $203. The taxes on that one ticket for $203 is $155. $155 are taxes. Now, all that $155 ain't taxes that go to the government. No. Because based on my limited information, I must stress that the Bahamian people don't get $1 on the ticket from that. I could be wrong, but based on my limited access to information, so far I've reached that the Bahamian people doesn't get $1 from that. It is run by a Vancouver company based on that's what information I find. So if anyone have some more factual or exact information than what I uncover, they can call the show 326-8255, 322-5477. I hope it's not true. I hope the limited information that I have read so far isn't correct. But it states that the Bahamian people don't get $1 from the $155 in taxes, right? And the government is strapped cash for money to keep the country running in terms of paying the police, paying the defense force, paying the nurses, the doctors, the teachers, and this and that, right? We cannot continuously taxing the black poor people in this country, not 1 cent more. It can't be a deal. I hope that the information is incorrect. That the deal that the Free National Movement did with Vancouver for the airport, that ain't so. That there's allowed $495 million to do. That's only refurbishment, because the airport, the only thing they did, in my humble opinion, is construct a little piece more by the old airport, reconstruct and make some changes to the new airport. But when the world, all that work when they delivered the work they did cost $500 million, because they leave all the steel. If I remember vividly, when they say they saved the government $1 million, because they're using the same old steel, right? And $495 million, and They're bragging about some 77,000 visitors pass through. And this, you imagine 77,000 visitors pass through the airport and being taxed $155 per ticket. And the Bahamian people ain't getting $1 from that. As a Simon Wilson, bro, I need more than one place you need to look at. They need to put the contract, right, out to the Bahamian people. Because see, if my memory serves me correct, and I emphasize if, my memory serves me correct, between 2002 2007, if I remember correctly, the Minister of Education, the Honorable Glennis Hannah Martin, and God rest the dead, the former Minister of Social Service, Obadiah Wilscombe. If I remember correctly, I might be wrong, I'm trying to remember correctly, I'm trying to just go back on my limited memory. They went to Vancouver for 2 weeks. Them two. Maybe some other tourism people, but I know it's them two was leading the charge and the negotiation of the Vancouver airport. But I think the PLB lost in 2007, and the F&M came and I think they finished negotiating. I don't know, I remember how, because they don't want the Bahamian people to have Freedom of Information Act. None of them want the Bahamian people to have Freedom of Information Act so that you could have the facts, you could have the truth, you could see who negotiate these bad deals. Because we always, it appears that the Bahamian people have a history who negotiate with people, that we are always negotiating at the bad end of the stick, like we begging or hustling. Right? Because if you check some of the deals that the Bahamian people are stuck with, whoever be negotiating or the chief negotiator, something got to be wrong. And they say, oh man, you two like bring up the part. Man, listen, we in this bad position with all this tax, I think, because a bad negotiation, bad, dumb, worthless negotiation. And people ain't got to be corrupt, you know. I'm not saying that they made a big corrupt wide negotiation. No. I'm saying that, how is it that when you get the limited information you get, you ain't getting all, you know. The limited information. See, that negotiation with Caleb Bahamas is a bad deal. Bad deal. Bahamians wanted the license and was not granted the license to start a cable company. Right? Part of the deal, they allowed them to get a jump start from the cooperation that Bahamians contribute. A foreigner from Canada was allowed to get $2 million. $2 million from BEC, $2 from Batelco, and $2 from National Insurance, which was in stocks, purchased in stocks. But how much Bahamians in this country, right, who had the same privilege of $6 million from corporations and institutions that they contribute to? How much Bahamians in this country could say, I had $6 million too? I was granted a start from the corporations that how much Bahamians in this country? And you go back from deal to deal and you just listen, or you go back in your memory and you'll see that politics in this country appears to be benefiting the majority of the Bahamians in this country. Trust me, eh? You go back to the Patelco deal. The Patelco deal, not only will we go to Patelco yet, we finished Kill Bahamas. Kill Bahamas was allowed to raise $30 million, which was oversubscribed on the local market by selling dollar IBOs. And it was oversubscribed, meaning people were still trying to buy when they reached the $30 million. Oversubscribed, right? And we just go along with the flow, right? The voice service, any country, I think Haiti got out better cable service than we get. For years I've been on Love 97. My show starts 7:30. 7:29, the internet go down. I come off the radio 9 o'clock. 9:01, the internet come back up. Right? Okay, you'd say, well, Johnson, they targeting you. That's deliberate. I know that. Right? But the service other than that is poor. Bad service. Trust me. I have cable service at my establishment on Wolf Road. Right? Cable being off for 3 months. Cable, and this is a facility where men watch football and basketball and baseball. So it gotta be, you need internet to get service. 3 months my service being off. And they sent me a bill last week. Say I need to pay it $400 some for cable that I use, right? For cable that I use. So cable that I use, they make it pay the $400 some, right? I said, but I ain't had cable. I said, well, some of the pole or the internet was down for 3 months. You could see that no internet service was used. 326, some people calling me on my cell phone, 326-8255, 326-8255, 322-5477, 322-5477. I'm live on Primetime and Independent Thing on Love 97, Primetime. And you can give me a call on 326-8255, 322-5477. And as I was saying, right, they sent me a bill for $400 some, cable balance, or Rev or whatever. All of them, they form a bunch of different shell companies, and one day it'll come out why they do it, right? And they tell me I gotta pay the bill in order for them to check and see, and then they'll credit me. I said, no man, that make no sense. I said, give me 3 months of internet to cover the 3 months I had it, and then from there I start begging you over to deposit me. They said, no, that ain't a policy. I tell you, but you know me, I right now checking on a thing called, all your own Bahamian land listening, Starlink. Starlink is like a flat dish, right? I can try it on my tongue them, right? They have some that once you steady, like on a house roof or on a boat with anchor or moored at a dock, Starlink, Starlink, Starlink. And or if your boat's moving, they have one for $2,500. Where if your boat moving, it still gives you continuous internet. But the Starlink one for $4.99 is running a special by West Marine for $4.99. That's for the boats, like for houses or buildings, boats that moored at a dock or anchor. And you get internet service. Man, bad service, man. Bad service. It's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. I just tired, man. I mean, I been down in Bimini some years ago, and they get on TV, but you in the local channels, mean that channels that you that comes with it. Channels that you what comes with the local package, the first package, they had homosexuals on that, number one, and they had people talking in Spanish on that. In Bimini, I watch it myself. I see this on TV, and I said, this can't be right. People talking in Spanish about, or the 10 channels, about 6 with Spanish. One was a homosexual channel. I don't understand if some international organization like the FCC or the FDC or some FA or someone need an international to come here and assist the Bahamian people and dealing with all this bad service we continuously get in this country, right? Because Oika, it appears like Oika hand is tied. It gotta be tied. Because how is it that you complain and they allow them to get the raise, every time they want to go up, they go up. They get approved. They get a call online. Primetime and Independent Thing.
Independent Thing.
You're live.
You're live.
Yes, sir.
Listen to me. I see you running on this radio just now, but you being in Bimini and you get Spanish station and this station and that station. Right here in Nassau, they have a radio station like the Asian and the state that open tonight.
Yeah.
You can understand the thing they saying.
So what that station is?
Guardian.
Oh, Yeah, but the Guardian a little tricky, so
Yeah, but
yeah.
I don't listen to me. Hear me. I telling you, I get so mad sometimes. I believe when it borrow this radio and it break this up. That's how mad I get. And I think this is my own radio. I break it up here.
I think they're catering for years. They've been slowly creeping in stuff like that. So I don't have nothing against them, but it right because we must accept and acknowledge that there are a sizable percentage of Creole speaking humans in this country.
Okay, but
So we must. Huh?
Let me ask you something. Okay, they're doing it right, but you don't think it's me as a Bahamian should have a right to know what they say?
No, you have to, but you have to go and learn Creole because listen, I see this. What's what I noticed in one newspapers or something or conversation on social media or something. They said should the Bahamian language be so they teach Creole in school. Listen. I said now you see they going a little too far. There's the Bahamas. There's the Bahamas, and the national language in this country is English.
Yeah.
Who don't want to learn English? I don't them. You understand what I'm saying? So when they start going that far, I say they pushing it. I noticed they put the Haitian flag and the Bahamian on the Bahamian, some place on the Bahamian. See, listen, I don't know why. And see, the other day when they had some of the Haitian Bahamian relay team. Right?
That's what it is.
And the half of them try to capitalize on that.
But
right?
they didn't do it right.
No, listen to me. The half of them try to capitalize on that politically. And when the information come out, they were shocked that the person who's in charge, that the government don't have nothing to do with the B3As other than fund it. And the person who's in charge of the B3As was a former FNM candidate in the last election. And that would cause them stop. Because they were shocked. They tried, said, the PLB trying to Haitianize the country and do this and that. But they were shocked to find out that the man who was the president of B3As, who's responsible for the World Tree Relays, he was a candidate in the last election, the same last election that's gone, for the FNM.
Calling him.
Jamaica Archer. Me and him was in law school together.
Okay.
I know him. Yeah, me and him attend law school together, so I know him. I ain't hide that. Yeah.
Boy, listen to me. I was listening to a talk show, had to be on Monday, it was this week. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday this week. And the host of the talk show bragged so much with you, how you care him to go. You put him on a boat and tell him put on his life vest. He ain't gonna care. You gotta go carry him out to sea to look at some boat and some tanks.
No. What happened is when ship was out there off Paradise Island, and he it's a big ship, and it was anchored, it was moored, and he had some information that some kind of things he was doing, and he was trying to get a first glimpse and also get some pictures for the show. But someone called me, at least 2 or 3 people called me about the information that he said, but me and him go way back from when he used to march about hang murderers and stuff like that. So we go way back.
And me and Rodney might just share a brother, you know.
Oh, you share a brother?
And his brother and my brother and him have the same daddy.
Oh, okay.
His youngest brother.
Yeah, but the night yes sir, and but listen to me, I my guess is reached, and plus you want to say anything about this airport thing that I started to mention?
Yes, what is that?
The airport where I was saying that the Bahamian people don't get nothing to do with to get no money from this airport. I want to know if that's true. Are you aware of that information?
With the plane flying over?
No, not the airspace. The taxes that I just announced. I'll put it on my Facebook page where the ticket had cost $203 and the tax was $155.
And $155 and the $250.
And the ticket was $203.
Yeah.
And listen, and the information I found that we don't get $1 from the airport. That we don't get $1. I'm gonna take my first commercial break. I'm gonna take our first commercial break so I can introduce my guest. Yeah, call you back. I'm gonna introduce my guest. I got a call on the line. Can you please hold for a few minutes for me to play for my 2 or 3 commercials? And when I come back, I come straight to you before I bring my guest in. To hold on the line for me, please. Take our first commercial break, producer.
instead of leaving the Bahamas and trying to progress the Bahamas. This thing is going to backfire on us, and the people who are responsible, they will be the first ones to get their head chopped off like a chicken. Mark my words.
Thank you. Primetime in the building. I just empty the board and I got to him. Hey, man, listen, he with me. Primetime in the building.
Independent, how you doing?
Yes, sir. You're live.
Man, one thing you ain't going down as no zero now. You're going down as a hero. But you don't take sides.
No, I think it's time to do it. You gotta be.
But your name being talked about if you no longer with us. So I thank you for all the good work you're doing.
Yes, sir.
Now, let me say something. What is so amazing is that in this country, as long as you're not a Bahamian, you're allowed to do what you want to do, right? Let me tell you what, you got some churches, right? You got people coming in from other countries and they open like churches and they're not regulated. So they're allowed to collect money from persons coming in, right? I'm sure they have a regulation board that anybody who want to do, you know what you call it, non-profit organization, right? I think the churches fall under that. And a lot of places now have churches soliciting money, not only soliciting money, they trafficking humans, and plus probably weapons and drugs. Because these organizations are never, I know from you know yourself, they never check these organizations. They don't know what they're doing. And all the weapons are right in front of their faces and they don't know. Because they don't know what they're doing. Now let me say in reference to inland revenue. You know they have a lot of unlicensed businesses. Let's say you're running a business right now. A person unlicensed right next to you. I ain't talking about the people on the side of the road selling beer and juice and stuff. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking people who actually have a business that is generating money. That is right next to your business with no business license. And inland revenue is attacking people who are trying to pay, but they are not concerned about the persons who are not paying and who are in a business structure and probably making exceeding the amount of money that they're supposed to be making to pay inland revenue and are not paying inland revenue. Instead of inland revenue, put a team together to go and deal with these people who are ducking taxes by not even licensing their businesses. Inland revenue will take the other road and deal with people who have license other than unlicensed person, respectively. Also, remember the donation with the number persons gave, you still there?
I listen to you.
Remember the donation that the Commissioner of Police received from the number shop? When I say donation, I mean like bulletproof vests and so forth. Do you remember that?
I remember it, but you go ahead.
Yeah, that just happened lately. It must be about a month ago, right?
Okay.
I don't know if you remember the situation with Mr. Ellison Graysley when he received a Jeep and a watch from
And Freeport.
a business. You remember that?
And Freeport.
Right. You remember when they gave him, said he was doing such a good work. Someone from the public gave him a Jeep and a watch.
Yeah, that's Freeport.
Right.
Grand Bama.
Now, the Commissioner of Police accepted it at that time, right? They gave a good celebration. He got the watch, he got the Jeep. Several weeks afterwards, they came back and they say, we decided that we would not allow the Commissioner to accept that Jeep and that watch because it wouldn't be fair. Because he could prejudice his, it could cause him to have a conflict with his job. So they asked him to sell the Jeep and sell the watch, right? And donated it to charity. Now watch this. Now the number shop, I got a name, the number shop donated bulletproof vests and several other things to the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and they accepted that. To me, that is no different than what they did to the Commissioner of Police that time, and they made them sell them.
No, but see what happened is, caller, they donated that where all officers will be able to use it, and not only the commissioner. So, it's a little different. But I'm going to introduce my guest, Mr. Audrey Newbold. How you doing? Good evening.
All right, buddy.
Listen, I had a conversation with you last week, right? Before I go to my callers online, just tell them to hold for me. I had a conversation with you last week. And man, you say some things, you catch me off guard.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't want to throw your hat in the ring because you got an uncle who could fund you already. You got an uncle who could do what Sabas tell me.
Yeah.
I did the boss last 2 weeks inside Maurice Song. And I said, that deal still on the table for me? He said, what deal? I said, the deal where you tell me you will fund me 100% if I would like to run as a candidate. Mm-hmm. Right? But I got to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. I say, Yeah, I can run with the DNA. You say, I said, I'll run in the bed, and you say, I say, well, what do you want me to do? He said, do the right thing. And the right thing is one of the political parties, what do you want me to run for? Right? But, I tell him, boy, you mean I lose that money again. But you tell me some things last week, it kept me back. I said, man, boy, I need to bring you back. Because, boy, some things you saying make sense. And places like me, you, and some other activists in this country who, like Cassie Stewart, right? Cassie Stewart make plenty sense on plenty issues. I don't agree with all. I don't agree with all, and I know everybody do. But I don't agree with all what he said. But he been for years making sense on issues, right? And not only Cassie Stewart, other persons too. But Kevin Moxie, you had Nolan Jones, you have plenty of persons who make sense, who speak on different issues and make sense. But we don't have that same opportunity, like a circle sets of family in this country. Either they control the economic pie, or they control the power that confer the economic pie, right? I don't know if anyone ever approached you of taking out you to accept a nomination for the Senate or for a board, right? So we passed through this like majority of babies in this country, and they family never have a chance to govern. To be a part of the governance. The same set of people who win and lose, they get the what say you about changing the paradigm shift where other persons can help make this country great?
I agree with that. I mean, to be honest with you, I was approached by a particular party, and I was in conversations with them, and I would join a party, but I wouldn't join a gang. All right, I'm a person, I stand on what I believe on. So if my beliefs going to conflict with the leader of the party, that's not the place for me to be. I believe if you're in a position of independence and they give you a role to play, you have to execute your role. Because if I subcontract out a house, a job, and I got an electrician, I got a plumber, I got a carpenter, I pay them to do their job. I don't micromanage them. There's a difference. So what I see now with these political parties, they form gangs. And it's like, you don't have a sense of independence anymore. You don't even have the freedom of speech. And no one can muzzle me.
No, but if you're in part, but if you remember, if you realize that if you in cabinet, laws that, secrecy laws that 10 years, whatever is discussed cannot be divulged. Within 10 years from that date.
Not things
so,
like that.
But now what I'm saying is, but when you are not in cabinet, as a member of parliament or in the Senate, you're not bound by that unless you is appointed through the Senate. But you're not bound by that. So if you have ideas and solution to make the Bahamas a better place, man, if you man up. If you woman, stand up.
I'll do so.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. I'll take part in that. But like I said, I don't want to be a part of something unless it's a forward movement. For years this country has been going like ping pong back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. And it's like we'll sit here and we don't fully understand what's going on. If you look at the history of the Bahamas when the PLP was formed, in terms of Mr. Pinland, the same players that's now in power was the players from in the past. So strategically, they already had it planned out.
So when it was their daddy or our daughter,
Cousin,
they
uncle,
nieces,
brother.
their daughter and their son, it's just like the same family, man.
That's what I'm saying. This family is run like a royal bloodline. You see? That's
We
how
have,
this
we, have,
country
we,
is
have,
run.
we have a royal family in
We have a
politics.
royal family in politics. You see?
You're right.
And like,
You're right.
in order to join it, you have to be a crony, or you have to be someone that's willing to take dictatorship under the party rules and whatever they plan for the rules. Because if you step up against something, just like the young man Travis tried to step up against Menace, and you saw what his fate was, right? He was penalized for that because he went against what he see,
Right.
for his beliefs. So basically, they telling you if you see a red flag, if you see something wrong, you still gotta put on a plastic smile. I can't agree to things like that because then you can't run a country like that. You
Not
know?
only that, by you saying that, if you really look, right, based on some information that came across my desk yesterday, that one of the members of parliament stand up in the house on the F stand up in the house yesterday or day before yesterday, something like that. And he was saying how some 3 containers wasn't inspected by custom and some nonsense, right? And I said, these people, they really believe baby will stupid. You had reports where containers was in Life at Key,
Yeah.
right? Containers was in Life at Key. On and one of the millionaires' property,
Right.
one had speakers that if you when you turn them on, they make the human body out of control. You can't balance no more.
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
How did they get in the country without custom checking them?
Exactly.
And you got the FNM member of parliament going to the assembly saying and trying to make a big political array of 3 containers which if it's true, right, need to be checked and dealt with. But you just had some speakers in this country. You know that'll never be allowed if they give the right documentation for that. Because the speakers are so dangerous, they are war speakers or something like that.
Right.
Some nuclear, some war speakers or
I
something.
think that was the fight between him
Yeah,
and
between
God
two
and-
midst,
Yeah,
2 billionaires,
two
right?
billionaires.
Right. And they had one of them had speakers that was cause you get on balance.
Right, I remember that.
I know in my heart of hearts, I don't know all the laws for custom, but I know it's no law that would allow that.
Yeah.
Right? Not only that, these people, they just
That's a
they
weapon. That's
they got to
considered a weapon.
believe the baby was stupid. And they had a report. The day before or the day of the FNM convention, an FNM put in the papers where $40 million worth of gloves and masks went missing in 9 days.
Right.
And no one did not, all the cabinet ministers, including the leader of the opposition, who's there now, including the one who Rowan trying to get back as leader of the opposition, and including all the rest of FNM MPs and cabinet ministers. Nobody never talked about it until they put it out to try slow down Dr. Minutes in the race.
Yes.
But they never see the importance of talking about it when they had the power to deal with it.
So they weaponize information.
Right.
You see?
And they believe he's stupid.
Exactly.
Right? To just suck that up and go follow them. But you gotta be stupid. Go ahead.
And you know the things that I've seen too over the years? It's like these political parties always know the right thing to do when they're the opposition.
I don't understand that.
You know? When you become the opposition, you know the right thing to do.
Right.
You know, when you was the leader of the country, it's like you do whatever you do. But then when you become the opposition, you hold everyone foot to the fire. You know, they complain about everything. You know, but when they in power, it's quiet. You know, they do what they have to do. You understand? And if they do the wrong thing, at the end of the day, no one can say you did the wrong thing. Only the opposition. No one in the party is going to say, hey boss, I think we messed up. We made a bad decision. You understand what I'm saying?
But listen, Mr. Duval, you so right. You know why I say you so right? When the FNM was trying to get power in 2017, they run from corner to corner about the WAC money. Oh, the WAC money missing. The PLP do this with the money. When they reach, they're shouting on top of them every podium.
Yes.
The WAC money. And
Yes.
Bahamians got good memory, they remember that, right? And the minute they win, you find the WAC money, man.
But the same thing with the murder posters
But they
all
start
over
talking
the-
soft. They ain't talk hard how they saying, but the WAC money going.
Exactly. That's
see
what
that?
I'm saying. They go quiet.
Right.
But the same thing when they posted the murder posters all over the town.
495 minutes.
When they did that, and then when the other party did it, it's a problem, and then they could say, well, I did it because, or I did it. You understand what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, when I do it, it's right.
I remember that post.
You know? So it's like, they're the things I can't understand. That's why I say they weaponize information. Instead of feeding us the information so we can have it to do our due diligence, they keep it within themselves and they use it as collateral so they can, for political gain, so they can come to you now and throw it in your face. You know? Sometimes I sit down and I watch the House of Assembly. And it's like, I be embarrassed, buddy.
You're embarrassed.
I embarrassed to see
You know why I said that so
to see
often?
how these professionals in this country conduct themselves like kids in House of Assembly. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like they'll go at each other's head, at each other's neck, and they just like lawyers outside court. When you inside the courtroom, the defendant, the prosecutor, You know what I mean? The plaintiff, everyone against each other. After court, everyone laughing, giggling like they just wasn't in there in the war room. You know, so it's all a game. That's how I see it. It's all a game. Because they sit down and they act as if they so concerned, they so passionate of what they dealing with, and then afterwards they just sing and laugh and dance about it. You know?
But see, we must see as a Bahamian people, and that's why I tried over the last 13 years, right? I try my best, right? To educate, inform, and enlighten the Bahamian people. See, I ain't gonna never tell you go vote F&M.
Right.
I ain't gonna never tell you go vote PLP.
Right.
I ain't gonna tell you go vote DNA, you know. But I can give you the information. It's
Exactly.
up to you. So if you choose to keep on doing the same thing over and over. See, some things happen in this country now, right? And I thought, because I was bragging about the opposition leader, right? And some circles with the breakfast crew I speak. Because we had a conversation, he was there at one time with us, and he sit with us at the breakfast crew at McDonald's. And he is very intelligent, very knowledgeable about agriculture.
Right.
And culture, some to do with agriculture, right? And I said, boy, he get a chance, he might do well. But you gotta step back and say, man, this can't be the same person, because everything the government do, instead of offering an alternative in a better structured manner,
Right.
they just criticize it.
Yes.
They just
Exactly.
it's just that the level of structure of politics in this country is at its lowest.
Right.
I talk about bottom.
I say to myself, F&M and PLP, we all Bahamians. You know? Don't matter if you're F&M or PLP, we all Bahamians. So, if I'm an F&M, you're a PLP, you run in this country. But what I see you doing is the right thing, I could commend you for that. Okay? Because if I claim I love my country, and I want what's best for my country, and you are doing the right thing, I would honor that. And I would respect that. And I would commend you for it. I'm not going to find something wrong, and when I can attack your governance, I turn around and attack your personal, you know what I mean? Like you as a person. I attack you personally, and that's what happens. They target your character when they can't target your leadership.
I'll tell you this.
You see?
Right? To show you where you're so right, Mr. Newbold. Right? The government last 2 weeks been stating how $1 billion was removed from the deficit. Right? The deficit, $1 billion was removed.
Right.
Meaning that if their deficit is 1.3 billion, they only end up with a 300 million a year.
Right.
Because of $1 billion moving the deficit.
Right.
The opposition ain't utter word.
No.
Right? I watched that. Right? The opposition ain't said, well, I see the deficit, it's $1 billion moving the deficit, so we must commend you on that. Right? Show that's leadership, you know. See, you might say, you ain't want to do that because of political accolades that they may get. No. Leadership show where you use man.
Right.
That acknowledge when something good is being done. Right? That ain't happen. You wait for it.
Right.
I tell you, because the politics in this country is at its lowest.
Yes.
You know why?
I agree.
You know why it's the lowest? And it's a simple thing, you know. The people who are majority of the people who know assembly are not persons who even live where they represent. So they ain't really offering their heart for service. They are politically connected in a political organization. So because of whatever reason, their daddy, their uncle, or the family members who in hierarchy or Starboard Council or Meritorious Council, they was given a chance for them. So it's not, listen, you could tell me, inside Engliston, or say St. Barnabas, right? You would tell me they don't have one educated or 3 educated or 5 or 10 educated or 20 educated people there who could represent the needs and the beliefs or the solutions or ideas for
The community.
Why? Why the law states that you could live any place else and run in my area,
Exactly.
But you can't vote in my area if you ain't been here for 6 months.
Exactly.
It don't make no sense.
Right.
It don't make no sense. It clearly designed that the people who running have more sense than you stupid.
Yes.
And he got to be because he keep voting for them.
It's the
He
truth.
keep voting for people who don't live around you.
All right.
Why would you want to run in my area and you don't run where you live? Run where you live. If you revered me, you come live with me. You come live in the area I live where you want to run. Why you can't run in the area where you live?
Yes.
And I thought that when politician was dying, he got there, and he's a friend of mine, he's a lawyer, right? And I was trying to avoid it. So me and my workers that was in the road, 230 Street Road, and I tried to stay away from him because I didn't want to say some things, right? So I didn't want to be negative to make him look bad, so I stay away. But he chose, after he talked to all of them, he chose to come to me.
Right.
Right? So when he come to me, I listen, and I say, where you live? He said, I live in St. Susie. I said, St. Susie? I said, so why you can't be in 3rd Street Grove? He said, because I like to rabbits. I said, so you don't think the people in St. Susie know you's a good man? They'll be the best people to mark your paper. They'll be the best person to vote for you, your neighbors. You know your neighbors can vote for you though. I said, because if you want to represent us up here, then you gotta be a good neighbor to the people who you live alongside. Right? Do you think they'll vote for you? And
So you're telling me people ain't good enough in this community to be in the house?
Right. That's how it appears to me. It appears
know?
that you only good enough to pay tax.
Right.
For them to ride a blue plate, for them to ride a red plate, for them to travel the world, for them and their family to live good and stuff like that. That's how it appears.
So what's the difference with the persons talking about the government school sectors and sending schools to the best private schools?
But that don't make a difference. I mean, let me tell you why. I'm in a government school, right?
No, I say that to say, you would not send your child to a government school. You send your child to a private school. The same way you wouldn't live in the Grove, but you would live in out west or out east, but you would run for in the Grove. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But you're saying you representing the people from the Grove.
Right. I'll tell you
Right.
this. Years ago, I had a minister from the Free National Movement on my show, who's the Minister of Education. And I said to him, right, he's having a good conversation, a very informative conversation. And I said to him, where do your kids go? Because he was bragging how the educational system was being, slowly changing and coming with a better, and the grades were up and this and that, okay, attendance was up and everything was going good, right? And they was proud, after them government. And I asked him one day, I said, where school your kids go? He said, they go to private school. I said, private school? I said, but you was the minister in charge of education. You is the minister in charge of education.
Exactly.
You should set example to prove that the leadership that you offering is working, that you and your kids going under the system that you, and that he said, no, it's his wife chose for them to go to government school. I said, gotcha.
Right.
I said, you see that? I said, your wife, you was a minister. You was a cabinet minister, and your wife can tell you where your children going. Your children, right? Boy, my children are being the first set of children in government school. You know why? To show that I have confidence. I have confidence in myself.
Right. To show
So
that.
what I'm doing is
that we could produce champions.
Right. And I believe in the system that I operate.
Right. I show you we could produce champions.
Right. And he sit there. And he said,
So when I see things like that, that's when I say everything like I start to look at everything as a lie now, because you could confidently say these things and want me to believe that, okay, I'm fortunate enough to send my child to QC St. Andrews or whatever, so let me send him to R.M. Bailey. The minister say it's fine. They can make out well, but he wouldn't do so. Or
he wouldn't
do so.
He wouldn't get a board.
He wouldn't do it.
No. I always bring up the scenario what happened with the MP who ran in one of the Over the Hill constituency, right? But he lived in my house and now he owes his life a key, right? And I said to myself, maybe people don't realize what they're doing,
Exactly.
We just get hyper when the music started and everybody's jumping up and they give you and the money they take to buy these shirts and all these pop-up and all that, some people roof leaking, canvas still on people's house in my area, and I'm listening right now since Doreen, I don't blue cannabis.
And then, you know, it hurts me with the Bayman people. You know how they take that and how they fight back with that? The first thing they say is, 5 years, someone rolled wrong again. And you could come knocking on my door, begging for my vote, and I could run your hip and I could vote you out. And that's why we've been
People believe voting them out is a punishment. That's no punishment.
That's no punishment.
Because they don't entitled to be voted in.
Exactly.
You ain't entitled to be voted in, so
That's
that's
not
no
a punishment.
punishment. See, and I take a page of the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He only said one time, he said, if we don't fix this crime problem, voting us out of office will be insufficient punishment. Because voting a person out of office is not a punishment because they don't entitled to be in office.
No.
It's not an obligation that they run. It's not an
Exactly.
obligation that they win. It's not an obligation that they got a one house assembly. Kind of entitlement.
And what you taking away from them? Because
Right, you didn't take-
majority of them was making more money than when they was in the
Well,
in the
that
house.
statement came from one of the former African cabinet minister, Desmond Bannister. He said that I used to make this is part he mentioned.
Yeah.
He used to make more money being in private practice. Okay,
Exactly.
so then why you know assembly?
Exactly. You love me that much?
Yeah, you got me. You got me. And they would say, say sweet
There
man, that's
gotta
sweet.
be some kind of sweets.
That's honey.
Now,
That's honey on the
Tinker,
mound. They gonna
Tinker,
tell you.
let me show you what I
Yeah,
let me
yes,
show
sir.
you let me show you what I'm afraid of for the future of this farmers, right? What I could see from I'm 39 years of age, right? So I might know as much as you know about history because you live more than me. But I study day to day. And I study like what happens, current events and past events will predict future. Okay? So I say that to say this. When I was younger, I can remember seeing a politician and you had respect for a politician. I can remember when you see them, they were men of integrity. You understand me?
Yeah, you can name
Because they were the forefathers and the extension of the forefathers. And that teaching went down the line. And you inherit that. So when you get in power, I felt as if you really had me in your best interests. Now when all these scandals start coming out with who thieving and who robbing, who swinging, and this one build a big house in 2 years, this one buy a piece of property and this one do that. The motivation behind being a politician now is to get in there and thief something. So when
the
you
motivation.
see, that's the motivation. So this new generation, I can show you this. This new generation that wants to be a leader, wants to be a part of the leadership of this country, they're now looking at it for financial gains and that's it. They're not looking at it to better the country, better the people, or make it better for the whole environment, for everything around you. They just want to get in there and fat in their pockets. Because they say, for years, they say, you get in politics, you can thief, you can get away with it. I ain't seen no one going to jail. I see one or two niggas get locked up for show, but no one actually been to jail. You understand what I'm saying? So
Man, listen.
I could do a 48 hours for $1 million. You understand what I'm saying?
So you joking? Some people get charged for money, right? That they supposed to get, right?
Uh-huh.
They get charged. The person they give to them, they aggravate the people. They don't get the money, right?
Uh-huh.
They go before the court. The case, some foolishness happened. They throw the case out. Then they come and tell you I give them the money anyhow.
Yes. Yes. You know what it is. You know what
I
it
never
is.
think of it,
You get bring before the court and then turn around and sue and win.
You soon win.
You soon
and then
win.
you only sue. You threaten to sue.
Yes.
Then they give you the money you were supposed to get from the person anyhow.
My God. Come on, man.
No, they give you more than you
know,
get.
but
326-825, take a break. 326-8255, 326-8255. I'm the studio, Mr. Audrey Newbold. Listen, a young man who seems to have a good sense of direction with politics in this country. 326-8255, 322-5477. After the break, I'll come to the lines. I'll continue my conversation dialogue with my good friend, Audrey Newbold, in the chair. Love 97, Primetime, Independent Day.
Cancer. It's a word no one wants to hear. But at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, we hear it every day. It's a word we've dedicated our lives to overcoming by changing the way patients are treated. And now we're part of City of Hope, which is one of the nation's top 10 cancer hospitals. Together, we'll combine leading-edge clinical research with precision cancer treatment, so we can be there when you need us most. So when you hear the word cancer, there's another word that should come to mind. Hope. Call now.
Like the show this Primetime. Man, they got a better conversation offline than online. And they're talking about how the voting and process in this country. And sometimes you must, sometimes you have a free time to yourself if you're traveling in the airport or you're in the plane, sitting there and thinking. You must think about that statement that was made by, I think it was Karl Marx or one of those ways, where he said that democracy is more bad than good, because it allows any and everybody to vote. And someone said, oh, it'll be wrong if you must have one BJC to vote, or you must have one BGCSC to vote, or you must have a piece of, well, property is a monetary thing. So I shouldn't use property, but education. You see, once a person is educated,
Right, then
they can be able to assess.
Yes.
They'll be able to decipher
Yes.
foolishness
They can process what
and
you're saying.
nonsense from things that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That what's good, what's a good idea, what's a good solution. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So should the democratic countries demand that you must have at least a BJC, one BJC, or maths and English, right?
I
And you'll see the country start we'll have a better world,
because we'll have better educated voters.
People. Because then you sure that you
understand what
must
they
be
vote
educated,
for.
at least maths and
Exactly.
English.
Yes.
And that's a good idea.
And then
Need
I
that
can
for the
hold your
police
foot.
force.
I can hold your foot to the fire with that one.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to have some form of education to be eligible to vote, then now I know when I could stand up for something. See, when you deal with in a place of ignorance, you don't even know when you're getting pissed on. You know what I mean? You look up and say, "This rainwater warm me," because you don't have sense enough to know someone pissing on you.
Right.
You understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
When you're easily persuaded and easily convinced into something, that's the problem.
Right.
So in politics, and every election is won by who you could trick the best, not by what you could tell the truth.
Yeah, but
It's who could-
politics is out of persuasion.
Exactly.
Right.
So I get on that stage to feed into your frenzy, to feed into your beliefs, and then I know what my truths are. So when I get in there and I do contrary to what I say, people say I ain't doing what I supposed to do. But this what I had planned on doing, but I couldn't tell you that because I wouldn't have been here.
And you wouldn't believe it, but you saying that my mind ran on a statement that was made by the late Big Bad Bradley Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
And he was at a rally on Prince Charles, and they had the trying the riot.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Dr. Sands running against in the by-election of Malcolm Creek when they do a cat and fiddle dance on Malcolm Adley.
Yeah.
He stepped down. I think they said he's going to be a judge. That's what he said, that he's going to be a judge. And it never happened. And they had a by-election up there.
Mm-hmm.
And when they didn't understand, when the people didn't realize, that was only a test to see if the PRP was strong enough to win.
Yeah.
If ever have been in that seat, the leader-elect would have never happened.
Right.
The leader-elect only happened because then they realized that if the FNM lost a seat while it's the government, they would lose the government.
Yes.
That was only a test, but only certain people would understand what was happening. And the late Big Bad Brad, when he spoke at that rally, he said, "Buyers beware," in reference to cable and wires, who came in late after the bidding was closed and all that, right? And the rules was broken for them to get in, right? He said, "Buyers beware," like, listen, in a sense where we will come back and take Mattelco back because the FNM don't have no right to sell it or give it away, 51%, right? And the PLP went 2002.
What he did.
Not only what he did, what the PLP did.
What the PLP did.
The former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Barry Gladstone Christie, he said he got back 2%. A monetary gain. So the people never get the controlling share of Mattelco again.
No.
So what did the great late Bradley Roberts say? Didn't make notes because he only said that.
He don't know what.
Buyers beware, okay, nonsense, because we ain't got Mattelco back. Other countries in the Caribbean take telecommunication back, They take it back. You understand what I'm saying? So, like you said, they say things, get you in a frenzy.
Yes.
You go to the polls and you vote because you feel like this party like they win.
Vote for the influence.
But we ain't voting on issues. When the member of parliament, I try to educate the people for 14 years I was on air. That when a person candidate come to your house Get your pen and your paper out.
Yes.
Right? Write down the things that
Key
you
questions.
suffer 5 years, 10 years in your area. Derelict vehicle, garbage ain't picking up on time.
Right.
But, and some plenty of things is so easy.
Infestation of
But you know
rodents.
why? We don't force them to sign and agree. You want my vote? Sign this little piece of paper right here where I get these things. Sign each one of them I get there. If you want me to vote for you and you agree that these make sense, sign right there. Right?
See, but they don't have the power
No.
that knowledge.
We don't force them to do it.
No, I'm saying we as the people don't have that knowledge. As a majority of people, we don't
You're
have the
right.
knowledge to know that
No,
we
you're
can
right.
do this.
No, you're right. You're right.
You understand?
Right.
We look
We
at
don't
a
know that power that
politician as our superior. That's our employee.
You so right. We
He's not superior to us.
and then
He's employed by us.
after 6 o'clock on election day, we feel like they just like us. And the minute they win, we believe they become omni
Yes.
alpha.
Yes.
You understand?
I
We
am
expect them to do miracle.
I am the CEO of this country,
And I'm the
I
failure.
hire a management team.
You listen. I remember I never forget him, a lawyer who was in the F&M, and I used to serve summons for him, right? And he was running the law for Trump, right? And he had him get the nomination win, and he become a cabinet minister, and then he started running. He had managing billions and all.
Yes. Yes.
And he just as he Trump,
He the big
he let his
man
own law for him. He couldn't pay the rent. And he,
Yes.
all of a sudden, by 6 o'clock that evening, he went. By the next morning, he getting ready to be appointed to the cabinet.
Yes.
And he gonna go manage billions of dollars
Oh,
because we got some
exactly.
people in this country who refuse to read and understand what's happening in the country.
Right.
Refuse
Refuse.
to read.
They
and
just
understand
go
what's
along
happening
with
in
what
the
it is.
yeah.
They just go with the flow.
326-8255, 326-8255, 322-5477. Listen, we got to have a voting paradigm change or shift. We can't continue. We will lose the Bahamas as a people if we continuously just voting based on feelings
Yes.
and tradition
Yes.
and anyway, listen, we got to find a way
And
to get
voting-
at least
and
1% more person of the voting bloc to change. Got to.
Yes.
Can't
Yes,
get
like
it.
people they gotta be independent thinkers.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
If you go in a lot of communities, you have persons say, I's a diehard PLP, my Grammy walk with Pinland. My Grammy old Pinland hand. I have to be a PLP. Now I's a F and M, I love Papa. You know? So you voting for a party because of their past.
Right.
But you ain't acknowledging who's running in the present.
Right.
Like who you voting for?
Right.
That regime
But we
was
need a change.
past.
Listen, we need a paradigm change in this country.
That's
We gotta vote for prime minister. We got to.
Exactly.
We don't even. We accepting a system where the prime minister is a member of parliament. We even don't need to give him we don't even need to give him a consistency. You know. We need a
Right.
chance where the majority of the persons in the country have an opportunity to choose who's the prime
Vote
minister.
for that leader.
He shouldn't have no headache trying to do everything. You go to Abaco.
Uh-huh.
Abaco get Abaco get a port like our key.
Yes.
And even using it because it's an idea and a delivery
Right.
of that idea in a community that even don't need that.
Don't need it.
Because that's why they're using it.
No.
They don't use that. They got a whole port there.
But
They don't have big ships to go in. And nothing there.
But I delivered to the people
But
because
they got
I
a
had
building
power
down
to do so.
there, complex down there. I talk about millions of dollars.
All right.
But even
Now,
hardly being used.
Let me show you what I see.
Because the prime minister was from down there at the time.
Right.
And he delivered for his constituents. Right? But we need a prime minister, Mr. Newbold, where they don't need no constituency to be focused on getting everything in the area. Be the general overseer of the 40 constituency. Because you was elected for the people. See, they don't even realize the system that we have is to their detriment. Because if you vote for the prime minister is not going to vote for you. All right? But if we don't have no, if you ain't from Andres, when Pinland was there, you ain't voting for Pinland.
Right.
You ain't voting for the prime minister.
That's correct.
Right. If you ain't from Delaport, when Dr. Minnis was prime minister, you ain't helping vote for the prime minister.
No.
You thinking you helping by voting F&M. you helping vote for Dr. Menace.
Yes.
Boy, that ain't not true.
Yes.
Be losing like that.
We losing.
Be losing.
Exactly.
And the people need to understand. Can't see? When you see they come around your door, you write down, do you believe in God?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
What
I
is
need to know your beliefs.
Well, yeah. What is your, do you, see, you, once you honest, you could say, no, I evolutionist.
Right.
Or I's agnostic.
Mm-hmm.
Or I believe in Satan.
Mm-hmm.
Then if the person still won't vote for you, that on them.
Not on them.
Right. Do you believe in abortion?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Do you believe in education, or do you think the system is failing away? Put 5 or 10 questions together.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't agree with you, you want my vote, man? Acknowledge these things, or bring me a plan, the reference, and you let them sign that. And then when you see 1 or 2 years pass, you go and you say, listen, see this paper here, what you sign?
Mm-hmm.
You get these things. You need a copy?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need a copy, bro? Because you ain't doing what you agree to. Right, and you watch things that slowly change in this country.
But see, the thing
You know what I
is,
tell you? A fella like me, that's why they wouldn't promote a fella like me to run, you know. And it'd be hard, and that's why they create an environment where it's very hard for persons like me or you to win. Let me tell you why I say that. A fella like me, if I would have been, and I understand, I will not go to the House Assembly and vote on no bill without the people in Engliston giving me the nay or yea.
insight. Right.
If I call a meeting,
Right.
say if we voting on a bill on say eliminating all taxes on solar panels and batteries and accessories and windmills and stuff. I will not go to assembly and vote yes or no if I don't hold a meeting with my constituents who I represent. And if 50 people come and 24 vote no and 26 vote yes, I can yes.
But you could get penalized for your no.
No, you got penalized on the party.
That's
but the
what
party
I
don't
mean.
vote for your party don't put you there.
But that's why you gotta change.
The
That's
party
why we
might
have to
nominate
change.
you, but the party don't put you there.
But that's why we
That's
gotta
why
change
independence
it.
is win.
That's why we gotta independence.
That's what I'm saying. That's why independence
right.
win. The
But
party
if
ain't
you,
send
if
them.
you under the party
No.
and you
see,
decide to say I vote no and you oppose the leader or you oppose the party, you could get penalized.
See,
for
let me
that.
tell you something. The political organizations in this country believe that they, and the former Prime Minister Red Romney Alexander you said it correct, you know. You know, the Bahamian people are very lazy. And he right. Politically too. Because you
We
watch
are.
it. They so caught up in this classism. Right?
Yes.
They so caught up in this classism, they don't get involved in no conversation. You wouldn't get one call from a line from one of them who rich.
No.
Not on your phone. You wouldn't get a call from one of them who get a doctorate degree.
No.
That plenty of people realize that. People who got master's degree, you hardly get a call from them. Hardly ever. Get one call from them. They don't be a part of the conversation.
No.
They don't be a part of the dialogue, you know.
No.
And not because they conversating with me and you who don't have a doctorate degree like them, mean that we ain't smart or we ain't
Right.
knowledgeable, you know. But because they feel that they don't belong with people who are not at their level.
Exactly.
They don't contribute to their own country that is
Exactly.
heading down a road in the valuation of the value of a dollar. But they don't understand that when my dollar, the value, they own the value too. They're too stupid.
See?
They smarter than themselves.
The thing is with the structure of politics, we as the people of the Bahamas, we have the decision to change it, but the politicians have the power to change it.
The politicians have the power to change it, but we don't realize the power that we have.
No, that's what I'm saying to
and
you.
the power we have ain't really voting them out, you know. The
It's-
power, we can make them change while they in power.
By
We don't understand that.
By majority, that's
Right.
why I said we can make the decision for change. But they actually have the power to change or to keep it the way it is.
Right.
If we don't come together as a body of people and fight for the change, they're not going to do it because it's beneficial to them.
See,
They're not going to do it because it's beneficial to us.
No.
They're going to do it because it benefits them.
right.
You know, so say for instance, you see how this country running now, right? What I could predict, what I see as a groundsman, I know
Right.
the streets, bro.
Go ahead.
All
Get
right.
that.
What I can see personally is this PLP government that's in power right now currently, unless the leadership under Mr. Davis and Mr. Ichester Cooper, they do something like completely out of whack, they can run this country for the next 10, 15 years, bro.
You see that?
Okay? I see that.
So you know,
Because
so the FNM, so
the FNM finish. Okay? Now, that's my belief.
I ain't see that.
Listen to me. Let me show you why I say
Yeah.
so.
No, you could be right,
All
too.
right?
I was wrong on Dr.
Because
Bennett.
put it like this. Mr. Pintard have as much traction on the ground as when Tommy Turnquest was in charge of the party. Okay? And they don't hold no water. They ain't gonna make it nowhere. They going against giants, bro. Okay? And because you choose to be David trying to slay Goliath, that's your problem. You understand me? Mr. Davis and his administration, I am impressed with what he's doing. Because this is a man that loves his country. The only problem I have is don't allow the company you keep or the persons your party choose to bring around you destroy your reputation. Vet these people properly and understand who you're dealing with and understand that this could be detrimental to your future in politics. Because if these persons do something crazy, it falls on your leadership. So it strips away from everything good that you have done.
I tell you, when the PLB had started, Mr. Wood.
Let him finish.
Go ahead, go ahead, producer. Sorry for that.
He loves this country. I give him that much.
Yes, sir.
So I feel as if he could hold this country until his time of retirement, which would be probably the next term. And then Chester Cooper, who's the people's favorite as well, if he comes along and he gains leadership of the party, I could see him being the next prime minister.
Well, not only that, I'll chip into that particular statement, but Chester Cooper, he's a mixture of culture. Because plenty of them like him. I know why they see would say he's F&M, you know. But I understand that. Plenty of them like him.
Yeah.
They like Chester Cooper.
He's a good and fair person. You know? So I say that to say this. In politics, what I see what's going on, these persons are so eager and hungry for power, they destroying themselves. Okay? So you got Menace and you got Pintard fighting for the leadership of the party. You know why? Because in their minds, they figure how this country been running for the past 15, 20 years was one-term governance. So everyone just wants to be the leader. Right. So Pintard honestly feels as if when this 5-year term is up, he automatically win.
Right. They ain't prepare no plan.
They ain't prepare no plan because I ain't had no plan yet. They just ready to just, okay, we can vote, the people can vote the PLP out and we can be in now.
Right.
You understand me?
Right.
The same thing with Brentwood and McCartney. Brentwood and McCartney would have been a great leader, you know. But what he did was premature because he's eager for leadership. If he had stayed in the party, became a deputy, built some traction on the ground, and then became the leader of the party, you could have seen a future in the F&M party.
But I differ with you with that, and ain't that you wrong. I differ with you because earlier you said persons who stand by don't do nothing. When we start off the show, and I said you was right. You know why? Branwell chose not. You know when Branwell moved from the F&M? Branwell moved when they sell him to Dalgo, you know. Because Branwell realized that was a bad deal.
It was
that
a
was
bad
a wrong
deal.
deal. So you can't just sit in the F&M, and that's my personal opinion. I don't think you should just sit in the F&M and wait till your turn or wait till an opportunity comes just to be leader while the whole country just falling apart.
No, I feel you're supposed to wait till the right time.
No right time.
Yes,
That was the right time.
Hold on. It was not the right time because the DNA didn't do anything.
The right time mean you was original. The right time mean that you had, listen, Loftus, the late Honorable Loftus, the late Loftus Roger. He sent his resignation to Pillen, The great late Cylinder Oscar Pillen write him back and say he accepted it, Right? But the Honorable Loftus A. Roger, the late Honorable Loftus Roger, say he cannot sit there and continue to go along with the things that some things that happen in the PLP.
I agree.
So he offered his resignation as a cabinet minister. The late, great Sir Lyndon Loftus said, no, I ain't taking that. I'm not accepting your resignation. Right? And why? Why would Loftus Roger do that? Loftus Roger do it because he was a man of integrity.
Exactly.
He refused to be a part or whatever that is.
All right.
Right.
but it have to be at the right time.
No, we can't.
You can't pick a fruit.
I
if it
can't
ain't
wait
right
till
time.
till I believe it's the right time.
No, you ain't.
The start of it is
Hold on.
right.
Let me show you why I say this.
Yeah.
Everything that happens in the history of the world happened at the right time. Okay? There was no one that forced change other than Haiti. And look how they've been getting punished.
You ain't punished because
No.
you
Let me say this. Haiti was the first black nation or the black country to gain independence from slavery or whatever, right?
From the
Independence
French.
from the French or
yeah.
whatever. And how long it took other nations to catch on? Tell me how long since that it took other nations to decide we could stand together in a united front and do it. You think it wasn't a collective plan to do so? You think that they did it on their own? That's what happened when you do it on your own.
No. I mean, you might be right, but I'd say it like this, in my opinion. Haiti is being punished, number one, because of them being black. Jamaica is being punished because they're black. Don't mind what they tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Those countries are rich in minerals, natural
Exactly.
resources. Why they can't survive? They are being punished.
All right.
Right. Remember I tell you this, eh?
Okay.
Listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
They're being punished.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They write their constitution with the French finger, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They cut off the finger and write, and with their blood from the finger. Right.
This was
Listen to
one
me.
time.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying to you, they are being punished. Trust me.
Uh-huh.
They don't see Haiti got gold.
But we's a black country.
We ain't got independence, you know.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
do have we
That's
semi-independent.
what I'm saying.
We the independence that we have is that we are allowed to run our daily affairs.
And have an identity as a Bahamian. The only thing they give us is an identity.
Independent.
Right?
Man.
So no, that's why I say that to say.
Independent. Nobody
Hey, no, that's why I say that to say this.
now we can see it now.
Countries that collectively come together and say it's time for independence and they grant us independence wasn't because we fought for that and they agreed, man.
That's
It was
why we
because
sold
they
lots and they
No,
couldn't-
listen to what
what
I'm
do we
saying.
have now?
It's because they decided that now is time to give these people freedom because what we've been doing for the past 400 years ain't gonna wait for the next 400 years, man. Let's let them think they free.
Listen to me.
Let's let them think they got some kind of freedom because you have to switch things up. The same thing don't happen from in the 80s was happening now in 2024.
Oh, no.
You gotta loosen up the people a little bit. You understand?
But
they
they willing to
feel
give
like
us
they get
time.
a little bit of freedom.
Are you aware of that?
Huh?
Are you aware that our slave masters are prepared
Uh-huh.
and willing to give that because they realize they can't control them no more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When the Dutch, what do you name? The Cambridge, whatever they call the person who going to be king after
Right,
this king,
after,
he
right.
died.
William.
When he was here,
William.
he said all y'all can get it, you know.
Yeah.
You do right.
Yeah.
He said y'all can get all independent.
Just don't call us for help.
We, as the leaders in this country, don't want independence. It's no, we can discuss that and we can have discussion on that. No, they ain't gonna be free.
You know what independence is?
What independence?
When you write and create your own laws. The laws of your country supposed to be based on your country, your environment, your day-to-day life. When you write these laws and the laws that are on the books, everything has to go to London, the Privy Council, and all these things. When you want a King's Council come down, you fly down these white boys in these pretty suits and briefcases and pay them $1,000 an hour to come down here and represent in the court. How could our laws be written from London or brought down here? We still work off of those laws, and that's a country that's thousands of miles away.
Not only thousands of miles
That's a
away.
different
Their
atmosphere.
ideological
Everything's
thinking
different.
and well-being is totally different.
Their culture is different
Right?
than ours.
Listen to me.
Their geographical
Because
location
the
is different than
leaders
us.
because Mr. New World, the leaders that the Bahamian people continuously pick are not the persons who have the mindset of the majority in this country.
Mm-hmm.
I start with this.
Right.
The final court of appeal in our constitution is the Privy Council,
Mm-hmm.
right? On Downing Street in London, right? Watch this. We, right, fighting a battle of hanging and capital punishment, capital and corporal punishment in this country, right? We trying to say, oh man, crime too high, we not accustomed to all this crime, 100 some murders a year and this and that. So we hanging. We still have our final court of appeal, but don't believe in hanging.
Right.
That's our final court of appeal where you appeal to.
Yes.
And they don't believe in hanging.
Right.
And what they continuously do is every time they get an opportunity to rule, what binds the lower courts, like Supreme Court, Appeal Court, Magistrate Court, it binds whatever decision they make. They keep on pushing where they're showing you they ain't for that. So you know what we did? Hold on, before I go.
Right.
You know what we did? We had is creating a Caribbean CCJ, a Caribbean Court of Justice. So we agreed to join. The Bahamian people are paying millions of dollars every year as part of a member of that court. And they don't even use it. We don't even use it. We hasn't sent one case there yet. You know why? They are black judges who runs that court.
Right.
We believe in the white man. So that's why we send our cases to England.
Yes.
We still believe that they're the Lords.
Still colonialized
right.
in our minds.
And our mindset. But when we get a leader in this country, when we get a leader in this country who have the mindset of the majority and who understand that progressiveness will help this country, that this country is merely functioning of its potential. We had 3 pillars years ago. We are one now. Right? And when our United States feel that we cutting down the deficit, well, we had a settled advisory.
Yeah.
They settled advisory, then we are not need begging.
Yeah, I always say that.
What you all need?
Yes.
What do we mean? Yo,
we back in it, they go along.
I tell you, I don't understand what it is.
Yes, what it is.
What it is.
And then they don't want, see, when you don't know your work,
right.
That's like a battered woman.
Yeah.
You know? Nigga come home, beat her night and day. And her family members tell her, why don't leave? Why don't leave this man? That's all I got. That's all I have. I can't start my life over. I can't do it. Because they don't know their self-worth. They don't know their value. It's the same thing with us as a country. We don't know our value. You think the U.S. don't know how valuable we are? We are in close proximity to them.
The closest.
You think they want someone else to adopt us? Who is their enemies?
No.
We are far more important to them than they are to us.
Right. Yeah.
Because where we are geographically located, we are the backbone to them. We are the entry point. We are
the
first.
55th state.
We are their safety.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So we need to acknowledge these things and understand that what we have as a people, as a country, that we have power.
But you got to remember, the Bahamian people vote for members of parliament who can't even give you a full sentence what it is it takes to be a Bahamian. They can't even answer that. Members of parliament is playing them in House Assembly can't even tell you what this country, a Bahamian, can do that a foreigner can't do.
Right, they
can't tell you. Because time what they did for. No. They were selected as a result of being a part of affiliation of a party.
Of a party.
Not of a solution.
Or a movement.
Or a movement or a great idea.
They just won't get
listen to me. Listen, we as a people got to wake up. And you know, before the pandemic, I had planned a movement. I have a brotherhood movement, a movement that is called the Brotherhood Movement, right? BBM, right? That I tried for 6 years to get authorization from the Attorney General and the Governor General, a non-profit organization to assist school kids, hold tournaments, repair homes, keep the parks clean, and do like that with a group. It was 21 men from Angliston. We formed this organization called BBM, Bahamas Brotherhood Movement. And we take 6 years to try to get a non-profit organization to help people in the back and the area where poor people is. We had to take 6 years fighting. I had to hire a lawyer and all that. When they grant us the certificate, the fellas said everybody done give up an idea. So 21 men at the time.
So that's what upsets me when you have the people sitting in the ivory tower talking about how bad the crime is and the need to fix and the people ain't educated and all these things, but you have the ability to help. You know, what I feel personally is urban renewal is supposed to be neighborhood friends, right? Basically, on the low neighborhood snitches. Because, for instance, if I'm a teacher, I leave the classroom. I say, think up, tell me you talk. I instill a power in you. When I leave the room and come back, you got a whole report put down for me. But you was one of them, right? So urban renewal is supposed to be a part of the community. If you station in the Grove, Beantown, Angliston, wherever you are, your station here, you're supposed to know who live in each one of these homes. That's your job in urban renewal. That's what you're supposed to do. Collect data. Have information to give the higher people up top. To say, well, okay, Tinker live here, Miss Gladys live here. Tinker, don't not just the old people in the neighborhood. Know the young, the old, and the middle. You understand me? So you know how the neighborhood is designed. You know, you got a blueprint of the neighborhood.
When a predator is released, you should know where he's living. When a rapist is released, you should know where he's living. You know, you call online. Primetime Independent Dinger.
Yes, let me ask the gentleman this urban renewal thing, right?